Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone doing today? It is Tuesday. And today we are talking about time on my show called Ain't Nobody Got Time for That. I come on here every single day, Monday through Friday, sharing tidbits of information on all of the things on how to human better. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Sabrina Victoria. I own a company called Human Better 365, which is a transformation company that specializes in time management and organization as the foundation of life. And I love curing the procrastinator. That's like my niche. That's my specialty. I have been in the self-development arena for well over a decade, and I am obsessed with helping people reach a new level of humaning. Every Monday, I come on talking on a show called Collect That Money, Honey, where we talk about business and finances. On Tuesday, we talk about time. Wednesdays, there's a show called Nation of Diamonds, where we talk about the female mindset and relationships. On Thursdays, I talk to my millennials. I feel like I have the ability to talk to the millennials because I was born in 1982, which makes me literally on the cusp of it. So I'm considered an elder millennial. So we talk real talk on breaking cycles. I believe that the millennials are actually changing the way that society looks at mental and emotional health, breaking the cycles, and just how to do things a little bit better than our parents and our grandparents did it. I think that they're really here on a journey, and I love kind of leading the way in that arena. On Fridays, I have a community called a Sober Society. We actually meet every Wednesday on a Zoom call for those of you that would want to hang out with us. And the whole idea of the community is all based around identity, self-talk, and kind of sparking joy back into the sobriety community. And that's what we're all about. So today is Tuesday. Today we're talking about time management. We're talking about procrastination specifically. And as the title says, I want to share 4 tricks to curbing your procrastination. This isn't going to be anything too crazy. I do want to mention before I jump in, I do have a course on sale right now, the procrastination course. For those of you that have not heard of the procrastination course, it is actually 20 ways in which humans procrastinate. Yes, there's 20 different ways that humans procrastinate. And what happens is a lot of times we look at our life, we kind of just do this blanket thing where we just blanket all of the things that we are doing. We're just like, I'm a procrastinator, or I'm procrastinating that thing. And what we don't recognize is it actually isn't just procrastination. There's actually different things, different reasons, subsects, I guess you could say, of procrastination. And it's really important to recognize what those arenas are so that we can start to kind of peel that onion back and figure out what's really the root of our procrastination and why that is happening in our life. So the program is awesome. The link is right here underneath my face area, and it's also in the description if you want to click on it. I'm literally basically giving it away. It's $19. I normally sell it in my store for $67, but it's $19. It's less than $20. You can get a slew of information on how to do it better in the procrastination arena. Highly recommend. So today I want to talk about the 4 ways in which we can curb those procrastinations. So first you have to know what those are, which I recommend the course to figure out what those 20 ways are. But I want to dig in, and these, one of the things that's in that course is the 32 ways to get over. So 32 strategic ways to get over those procrastination tactics that we have embedded in our humanoid self. And these are 4 of them. So the first one that I want to talk about is the Parkinson's Law. For those of you that have not heard of the Parkinson's Law, it is the theory that work expands to fill the time available for its completion. So this means that if you tell yourself, I am going to clean out my closet over the course of the next 2 weeks, that means it'll literally take you 2 weeks to clean out your closet. If you say that you are going to give yourself a month to finish some sort of a project, that means you will take a month to finish that project. Redoing the kitchen, clearing out the basement, all the same things. So this is one of the things that I recommend. And listen, obviously doing huge construction issues like building a house or redoing a kitchen, obviously there's setbacks, there's things that'll just pop up out of nowhere that could delay the process. But in general, and I think that you could relate to this, if you just think back of projects that you've done in your lifetime, you take the time to do it and you sort of recognize that it could have gone a lot faster than it actually did go, or the amount of time that you thought it was going to take, it actually wound up being a lot less time. So one of the things that I really encourage all of my clients to do is to really set a time limit. So this way you're more focused and more likely to take action on this project, because you know that there is a shorter deadline. So how long will it realistically take you to clean your closet? You'd be surprised. Sometimes a huge mess that you think, oh my gosh, this is forever. This is going to literally take forever. But if you time blocked it and actually said, hey, for the next 4 hours, I will do such and such and such, you'd be surprised by the amount of stuff that you can actually get done if you actually, with no interruptions, decide to work on something. I have this story that just happened about a month ago. I love deep cleaning my kitchen at least a couple of times a year. And I normally do the kitchen on my own, by myself, with absolutely no help. Well, about a month or 2 ago, we were to dinner with my fiance and my son. And I said, hey, listen, we as a team are going to clear out and clean the entire kitchen, which means like take everything out of the cabinets, everything out of the fridge, clean out all the shelves, scrub them down, wipe down any dishes that need to be wiped down, and put everything back in, all the cabinets, top, bottom, refrigerator, stove, all the things, drawers. And they were like, oh my gosh, this is going to take forever. And I said, listen, if we just commit to taking 2 hours, this normally takes me forever. Like I usually break this up into maybe 2 days because it's just so much. But I said, just commit to 2 hours, no distractions, no phone calls, no TV, no nothing, just straight 2 hours. We can get the whole thing done and finished and be done with it in 2 hours. And they were like, oh my gosh, it's going to take way longer than 2 hours. Well, it literally, with a little bit of help of like, come on guys, let's not get distracted. It literally took less than 2 hours. I think we were done in like an hour and 40 minutes. And that was a deep scrub of the entire thing from top to bottom. And this is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. So a lot of times we look at projects and we're like, oh, I just can't even. But if we dedicate and time block a certain amount of time, a lot of times those projects that have us kind of frustrated at the thought of even starting can actually go a lot faster than we actually think that they will. So my recommendation is just to time block. So you clean out your closet, cleaning out your basement, whatever it is. If you actually designate huge blocks of time to that project, you'd be surprised how much stuff you can get done. So this is the thing. Give yourself a week to complete. If you give yourself a week to complete a task that could actually just take 2 hours, then that task will increase in complexity and become more daunting to fill that actual week. Now, that doesn't mean that it might like take extra time to do that work, right? Because you can get it done in 2 hours. But what it'll do is it'll add more stress, more tension, more thoughts, more worries of having to get it done. Then the procrastinators in the group will wait until the very last day to actually do it and then recognize that, oh my gosh, I literally got it done in 2 hours. When you could have just sped up the whole process, just time blocked it somewhere in the beginning of the week, taken 2 hours, gotten it done, and then had a stress-free week for the rest of the week. This is why I don't procrastinate, because all of those feelings, worries, and emotions from like here to here is just such nonsense. I was just talking to a woman yesterday. I just met her out of the blue at a breakfast place with my fiance. What was her name? I want to say it was like Christy or something. I don't know. I connected with her on Facebook. I hope that we can connect. We're both from the Midwest, super excited. But anyway, she was kind of talking about the same thing, how she doesn't procrastinate. She just comes up with a project. She does the project, moves on with her life. And just all that stress and all that anxiety that goes along with prolonging these projects just goes away. It just goes away. So by assigning the right amount of time to each task, what we do is we actually gain back more time, and the task will reduce in complexity to its natural state, which in this case, like cleaning out the closet, is just 2 hours, or cleaning the kitchen from top to bottom is just 2 hours. So instead of doing this whole long thing that's unnecessary, sit down with some of these bigger projects and see, kind of time map what the time scale is on those things, and just get them done. Just get them done. One of the things that I talked about on Her Mastermind, for those of you that are in my mastermind group, if you aren't, direct message me and get into that group. It's phenomenal for business women only. But we were talking about the concept of just starting today. A lot of times we do this whole start tomorrow, soon. What happened to just start today? Just do it today. Either do it today or start today, whatever that looks like, instead of doing this whole procrastination cycle thing that we continue to get into. And it's just a total waste of time. It honestly is just a total waste of time. So what I really want to talk about, to kind of go along with that, the waste of time, is a master list. So one of the things that I really stress to all of my clients is the importance of a master list. And the reason that this is so important is because when you are time blocking these projects, if you cannot get them done in, let's say, a day, in 2 or 3 hours, creating a master list where those things are actually broken down into smaller steps, which is actually the third thing I want to talk about, is to take smaller steps. So these two are kind of combined. But the idea of shortening your daily to-do list. So instead of having like your master list, which, which I've showed you guys this before, I have this awesome 90-day planner. You can get this planner on my website, Human Better 365. You can do it with coaching with me, or you can just buy the planner in itself. It's got all the directions and everything inside, but it's more fun if you do it with me. However, there is an area in here. There's a lot of exercises and like things to do, and like you can color and like get to know yourself a little bit more, but all very, very good to really catapult yourself 90 days. But there's this area where you write a master list of like all of the things that are kind of like in your brain that you want to get done over the next 90 days. What happens is, if we don't have a master list, our master list becomes our list. So for those of you that do keep a list, a lot of times, if you're honest with yourself, you'll recognize, if you're anything like me, I used to just keep it in a yellow pad. So what would happen is I would just have these whole long pages just filled of all the stuff that I needed to do. And then what would happen is I would then have to go through all of these pages to figure out what I wanted to do today instead of having 2 or 3 different lists. So running your life like a business, I think, is so, so important. I have a master list, and then I have a priority list, and then I have the daily to-do list. And one of the things that I recommend is to keep your daily to-do list almost religiously. You have to get done all the stuff on your daily to-do list. So the whole object of like, put it on today. If you can't do it today, shift it to tomorrow. Do I do that? Of course I do that. But the least times that you do that, the better. I really encourage my clients to view your daily to-do list as a have to, not maybe if I get to it, an actual have to list. Get everything done all the way down until you go to sleep, or your relaxation time at the end of the night, or whatever your day looks like. But to keep your daily to-do list as a concrete, right? This will keep you assured. This will keep you confident. This will keep you stable. This will keep you feeling as if you've accomplished something throughout the day. So instead of having these really long to-do lists, which I used to do myself, take those long master lists, like I like to call them, and pull from here in order to, which I actually have the master list in this book, but you pull from here, and then you take that and then you actually place it on your to-do area. So for instance, this is today. So you can see today I have gotten done quite a bit of stuff. I have some to do my reminders and my things to do, things to buy. But for the most part, minus a couple things, which one of them is probably this video, isn't marked off yet. But I pull from my master list in order to fill up my dailies. And then the object is to get everything done for the day. If you don't think like you can get it done, which I do this sometimes, then I will actually write it for the actual day. So you can already see my Wednesday is already filled. So today's Tuesday. This is today. I'm already getting lots of stuff done. But then my Wednesday is already starting to fill up. That's because I knew that it had to get done, but I knew I wouldn't be able to do it today. So then I start to flush, like this is Friday. I already have stuff written down for Friday, already have a couple things written down for Thursday. So as I'm going through, I treat my to-do list for the day as a definitive. I want to get as much of that list on as possible. The object is to get it all done. And as I'm filling it up, I start to realize I can't put any more in today. I have way too much. It's already filled to its brim. I'm going to have to scoot some of this stuff over to Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. If I'm not going to do it Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, then it leaks into my master list, which I'm continuously pulling from my last master list. This book is phenomenal. It is absolutely phenomenal. It's a great way to really hold yourself accountable for the 90 days. And I believe there's actually a bump up on this link. If you check out this procrastination course, click on the link. It's $19. And I believe this book, it might have a different cover on it, but this book, it's the same book, is I just changed the cover. Is sold, I think I'm selling it for like $25 or $30. It normally goes for about $40 on my website. So I personally would grab a hold of that deal in this link. I'm pretty sure it is in there. So, thanks, love, appreciate it. So we talked about the Parkinson law, which means work expanded to fill the time available for its completion. So really time block definitive times instead of giving yourself long amounts of time to do stuff. Give yourself definitive times. If you're working on a big project, then I recommend you to take smaller steps. So if you, for instance, clearing out your basement, you might say like, hey, open up all the cardboard boxes first. Get that done for the day. That'll take 2 hours. Next day, pull out all the Rubbermaid bins and pull those out and organize stuff, garage sale, giveaway, garbage. The next day might be clear out, shelving units. The next day might be clear out the floor. So instead of a I'm going to take from now till the end of the month to clear out my basement, just saying, hey, I'm going to work on this for 3 hours a day for the next 4 days and just get it all taken care of. Instead of giving yourself these enormously long goals, which good, yes, right? Yes, good, love that. But all of that stress of in between where that procrastination is happening and you're waiting until the last 4 days of the month to get it done, it's just added stress and added anxiety and added heaviness to our shoulders. So either put it on the master list, don't even freaking worry about it. Then once you pull it out of your master list and you put it on your to-do list, then actually boom, 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 just get it done within a day, 2, 3, 4, whatever it is, and just knock it out of the park instead of this whole prolonged thing that a lot of us do is as humans. So the last, okay, so Parkinson's, 1, shorten your to-do list, 2, number 3, break those things into smaller steps, which is what I was just talking about with the basement, cardboard boxes, Tupperware boxes, shelving units, floor, organize everything. Would be like, I've organized tons of garages. I love organization is one of the things that we do here at Human Better 365. So if you need organization, contact me. I am here for you virtually or in person. I also go to people's homes. The last one that I want to talk about is be accountable to someone. Be accountable to someone. So when you set an expectation to others, like your spouse, for instance, so they've been bothering you to clean out the basement or clean out the garage, holding yourself accountable to that person, you're less likely to fail if you say like, hey, babe, I'm going to get this done. I'm going to work on this every single day for 3 hours until it gets done. Then most of us value our relationships and will go to greater lengths to actually enforce it or make sure that we're actually getting that stuff done because we don't want to let people down. So the biggest takeaway here is put it on the master list, whatever your master list looks like. If you don't get the book, that's quite all right. You can literally just use a notepad. I use notepads forever. The whole reason why I created the book was because of the notepads. I just had lists and lists and lists and lists. And so I do the master list and then I'd have to flip like 10 pages to have my actual to-do list. And then I had this at one time and a planner. So I was like carrying both. It was this whole thing. And I was like, I need this to be in one place. So put it in one place and it's absolutely phenomenal for 90 days. Also, one of the reasons I use the planner versus a calendar on my phone, which I do still use a calendar on my phone. I have Calendly where I book all of my clients and a lot of my appointments on Outlook calendar. But the reason I use a planner, and I think it's so important, is because a lot of times our phones can distract us. You go on, you're looking at the next thing to do, and before you know it, you're 30 minutes on TikTok and you forgot why you even got on your phone to begin with. So I turn all of my notifications off. One of the ways that I do stay so productive throughout my days, people are always like, I don't even understand how you do it. How do you get so much done? My phone is off. My phone is off. The only thing my phone does, if it does, which is ringer off right now, is rings and text messages. That's it. So every single social media ding and beep is 100% turned off. It's just old school. So if somebody calls me or text messages, that's the only way it'll ring. And even that is turned off most of the time. And I always just revert back to my planner. So what's the next thing on my list? What I do is the night before, I go through all of my calendars, all of my things to do. I fill out my entire day that I want to do for the next day. And then as soon as I wake up, open up my planner. Tomorrow's Wednesday, so I'll open up my planner to Wednesday. It'll be filled out. First thing on the list is the first thing I do. So most of my days I have written down in there, wake up. So wake up is literally the first thing. Wake up, 6 a.m., smoothie, whatever it is. So making sure that you are implementing all the things that you need to be implementing to actually be productive throughout your day is so, so important. So so that was 6 a.m. Wake up and walk. So I walk 5 miles pretty much every single day. And then 8 a.m. smoothie, and then 9 a.m. to clean my office, and then from there forward. So just for the entire day. And the other cool thing that I do is I do mark down lunches. I do mark down breaks within there. So my entire day is filled with productivity and self-care at the same exact time. So, so important. So listen, the object of this game is to procrastinate as least as possible and be productive as much as you can in order to fulfill all of the dreams and all of the desires that you have in your life. I believe that is why we are here. And I want to help you do that. So one of the first steps is to stop the procrastination. The course is cheaper now than it normally is. I'm doing it for $19. Click the link, $19 ends up in your computer email. Go through it. You'll learn a ton of information. The 20 ways we procrastinate. I think it's 32, maybe 32, 37 strategic ways to overcome or to conquer all of that procrastination, and apps and all kinds of stuff to really help you simplify your life, how to view procrastination, how not to feel all the guilt that we have for procrastination, and all of that stuff. So all good stuff. Plus, I believe the planner is an upsell. So if you want to purchase the planner within that, I would love to send that out to you. I think you just enter your address and name in there, and I can send it out to you. And there is a way to purchase coaching. So once you get the book in the front, there is a way to, if you want to have a conversation with me, even I do, one-offs, and then we do 4, 8, 16, whatever it is, coaching calls to kind of walk you through this 90-day planner that I would love to help you with. So that is pretty much about it. I certainly hope that you all have a fantastic evening on this Tuesday, and I will be back tomorrow. Wednesdays is Nation of Diamonds. I talk to my females. We're going to be covering a mindset and relationships. Well, that's what we normally cover on Wednesdays. So something of that effect. As always, do something awesome today.